What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Kono Kaisha, this time with episode 6. Another good episode last night. I do wish we did have a little bit more time on the summer vacation. I know the whole episode was kind of spent focusing on it, but it spent a lot of time focusing on the kind of inside lodge kind of segments rather than them going out. Which, again, I would like to see more of, but still a fun episode. We got to see a little bit more of Soma and the kind of blondish hair woman. Looks like their relationship is deepening a little bit, so looking forward to seeing where that's going to go. Yeah, do let me know, guys. Let me know, you guys, what you think about this episode in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. Goal planning. Again, I don't think she should feel too down. Again, I can't remember what percent it is, but I know it's not a startup, but a huge percent of startups and businesses fail within the first year or even longer. And even a lot of the successful ones take losses for a few years before they actually start making money. Bringing something to the market is a very tough thing to do, because the people at the top of the market, especially, and so on, will try everything in their power to make sure there is not a new product that kind of competes with theirs. So we just saw that shot right there, didn't we? I do imagine in a job like this that she has, I imagine you probably would get fired if your performance is not too great, right? If you constantly keep introducing products that fail, I imagine you'd get fired, right? Hopefully that doesn't happen. I'm personally not sure how I'd do in a competitive kind of environment like this, where you're actively kind of competing against your co-workers. I think I'd kind of suck at it, to be honest. I don't know. They always say, like, especially with like interviews, you're like competing against people to get the job and such. I never liked the thought of it that way. I mean, it is like that for sure, yeah. But I've never liked the thought of that, like destroying someone else's potential dreams or livelihood or something. I don't know. Weird. I know I'm weird, but I've just never liked the thought of it. I didn't quite get that. Ultra talented director. Kiribayashi. Like I couldn't be one of these guys that just like axes an apartment and then just lays them off. I say that, maybe I will be in the future. Who knows? I highly doubt it. Like I said, I don't like the thought of it whatsoever. I know there's something about that, like that, and then like hospital workers that have to give people bad news. There's something about stuff like that I just like. I think I just know I'd suck at. Hmm. Yeah, it's interesting considering, isn't it? But you say new business. Apologies, by the way, that there's some work going on around my neighbours. Hopefully, you guys can't hear it. Shouldn't be able to hear it, I don't think. I can hear it though. Fancy place. Dars. Does it look classy? It's just a bit of chocolate on a stick. If anything, that feels like the opposite of classy. Kind of feels like fake fat fancy. Yeah, feels like fake fancy. If you know what I'm saying. So what the fuck do you need to put chocolate on a stick for? And you see that all the time in like supermarkets when they're like testing a product and stuff. But I've never seen that with chocolate. Hmm. It would be quite sad, wouldn't it? But sometimes life you need to be selfish. This is a tough spot she's in. I don't envy her at all. Yeah. And it's much easier said than done, trying to ignore what other people think. Much easier said than done. I feel like apps like Twitter and Facebook and such are like a perfect example of that. I mean, everybody, well, not everybody, but lots of people that I look at reviews and such, ratings for movies I watch, games that I play. Sometimes watch reviews, read reviews on anime, and judge things by their rating initially before I pick them up. And you guys watch reaction videos to hear another person's opinion. I think it's just normal. We just change. Kind of imagine like doing homework when I was like primary school, make it like fit like 100 or 200 words or something. Just add a few more does. Or if it was just like a big page, I remember in primary school especially, you just like put a bit more space between the words. I used to do that one quite often. Like fill out the page with the story of your summer or whatever, and I just like just, my sentences usually would be about 10 words per sentence, but during that homework it would be like 4 or 5 words a sentence. And obviously you get called out for it. You can't quite do that when you reach high school and college though, can you? Or university. So like I said just a second before that, you start using making it a little bit more complex in terms of the sentence, like adding stuff that really like that could be like they are, for example. You use they are instead of they are, and that's like a couple more letters. And if you do that like 100 times, that'll equal like quarter of a page or something, perhaps. Any little you can get. And so it's sad you won't have these people to kind of fall back on when something like this happens. But I think it's totally understandable, isn't it? Mine's a bit scattered. I didn't even realise these guys live separately. I mean, that probably is a pretty easy thing to understand, but I didn't even really think about it. When I say that, it's obviously if they were really trying to hide their relationship, they wouldn't live together. But yeah, I never even thought about that, to be honest. Is it? There's definitely at least a few days to think. Ah. Really spot on. Well, the thing is, from his point of view, you haven't actually shown too much emotions. I mean, we've seen it, but from you got to think from his perspective. He hasn't seen you deliberate all this much and so on, has he? He's just telling the truth. Again, you'd love to say who cares what those people think, but like I said, it's much easier said than done. But you don't get anything if you don't ask. Good on her. I think she actually displayed herself really well then. Yes. Bon appetit, huh? Quite funny, isn't it? How they translate a Japanese sentence into English subtitles using a French word. I do find that quite ironic. I I did assume that would be the case. And again, I quite like this guy. Seems like a pretty good guy actually. So you want the best of both. So you want both. That's what our answer is. I mean, again, why not? Got to be a bit selfish. Why does it have to be one way or the other? You can use the benefits of the study group as well as keep her old role. No, that's worked out well for her. Which is good. A lot to take on, I imagine, but Guy's a bit cheeky though, isn't he? Just like the way I don't know. This episode went really well for her, didn't it? What's her mouth wide open like that? She had a good episode, bro. Successful as hell. I mean, realistically, she could have genuinely lost both things. She didn't ever like pick or decide, like half-assing things, I guess. Again, I wouldn't call what she done half-assing. Yeah, the best possible conclusion right here. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Another really good episode today. Not too much on the. I don't think we had any kind of romance today, to be honest with you. Till the end, like minute here, to be fair. But yeah, just fully focus on her work, which I do find interesting. Again, it's one of those funny things where it's a lot more interesting in like movies and TV than it is in real life. The truth like this in real life is boring as hell. But I think she made the right choice, which was again being a bit selfish and choosing both. Much more again in line with staying with her previous position, but kind of taking a few of the benefits from the proposed position she was given, which is nice for the guy to do. Like I said, I quite liked him. He seemed like quite a nice guy actually. It was nice of him to let her join in on that. And again, I think he was kind of pushing her throughout the episode, wasn't he? Not just she took it wrong. I mentioned this during the scene. It's like, how is he meant to know you're deliberating and struggling so hard over this when you haven't shown anyone? Sometimes people in general are a bit like that. It's like, oh, no one knows what I've been through. No one. Like, well, if you didn't tell them, how the hell are they meant to know? But yeah, another good episode. I would have liked to have seen a few more romance scenes. Like, probably. I mean, it's a romance show. It's probably my favorite thing about the show. But yeah, I think it was really good at showing us more of her character. Although we've already got a pretty good idea of who she is. This didn't like revolutionize her character or anything, don't get me wrong, but it was nice to get a good look into her thought processes and such throughout the whole episode and seeing her kind of struggle and then end up I really like these scenes toward the end where she did kind of bring up that courage to like speak to her boss. It's a really hard thing to do. And when I had a boss like this, I never really done it. I never really voiced my opinions that much. You always think you're going to get in trouble or something bad. They might see you in a certain different, more negative way after doing something like this, perhaps. So absolutely fair play to her for doing that, and again, succeeding. What's the word for it? Brilliantly. But yeah, do let me know, you guys. My voice is going a little bit. Apologies. Let me know what you guys thought about this one down in the comment section though. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. And I'll see you guys next week with episode 7.